The Democratic Party has formally moved to impeach Donald Trump and remove him from office. So it's only natural for life's biggest questions to ask, what if Donald Trump gets impeached? Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Charlotte Dobre. Before we begin this video, I would like to state that no president has ever been removed from office through the impeachment program, and it's unlikely that Trump will be the first. This is just a hypothetical video that discusses the turn of events that could result in Trump being impeached, as well as the hypothetical events that follow. As always, hit that like and subscribe and let us know in the comments below what topics you would like to see next. Let's start by explaining how impeachment works. Impeachment is a term to describe the process where the US Congress puts the President of the United States on trial. There are several offenses that could lead to a president getting impeached: bribery, treason, and other high crimes, for example. Even if a president is put on trial for any offenses, that doesn't mean he's going to be removed from office. To start an impeachment proceeding, a member of the House must suggest the process begins. Then the Speaker of the House determines whether or not to proceed. Then, if the Speaker decides to move forward, the House Judiciary Committee begins hearings where they vote on the articles of impeachment. Once the House Judiciary Committee votes in favor of impeachment, the process moves to the House of Representatives. 218 out of 435 members of the House of Representatives must then approve the articles of impeachment. Currently, the House favors Trump, so in order to impeach him, 25 members must be persuaded to vote to impeach him. Perhaps these representatives are bribed or even threatened, or perhaps Donald Trump would have to actually commit an impeachable offense, something the Democrats recently argued that he did. Among the 5 articles of impeachment, Democrats argue that Trump committed obstruction of justice when he fired former FBI Director James Comey during the investigation into Russian election interference. There is another article of impeachment that states that Trump undermines the First Amendment when he criticizes the media. But to get the House to turn against Trump, the case against him would have to be much stronger. There would need to be concrete proof that Trump obstructed justice. Then there would be impeachment hearings that would call on people like James Comey to testify. Contrary to popular belief, if Donald Trump gets impeached, that doesn't mean he will be removed from office, at least not right away. Once the House goes ahead with impeachment proceedings, the process then moves to the Senate, where 2/3 of the body has to vote in favor of convicting Donald Trump. When Bill Clinton was impeached in 1998 for perjury and obstruction of justice, he was president for another year. During that year, he was acquitted of all charges in a Senate impeachment trial. If Donald Trump officially gets impeached, he could very well continue on as the President of the United States, but like Bill Clinton, his legacy will be forever tarnished. Bill Clinton, along with Andrew Johnson, were the only 2 presidents to ever be impeached. President Richard Nixon resigned in 1974 while the process was underway, following the Watergate scandal. Perhaps the impeachment proceedings would go to the Senate and result in a conviction. But even if Trump is convicted, the Senate doesn't have the power to send the president to jail. The worst thing that can happen is he's removed as president, and then later the former president can face criminal charges depending on the crime. Like Richard Nixon, perhaps Trump would want to avoid this process and resign from office. If Donald Trump is impeached and either resigns or is removed from office, his vice president, Mike Pence, would become the 46th president of the United States and would serve the remaining years of Donald Trump's presidency. So what if Mike Pence becomes president? President Pence would have a big mess to deal with following a Trump impeachment. The Republicans would be struggling with a political scandal, and Pence would be highly criticized. Like many of the people in Donald Trump's administration, Pence is one of Trump's biggest supporters. In the event Donald Trump gets impeached, Pence would have to distance himself from Trump and prove that he is nothing like him. He would fill his administration with new staff, likely prominent Republicans that refuse to be a part of Trump's White House. Pence is known to be deeply religious, so it's clear that those morals would affect and influence his decision-making. When Pence was governor of Indiana, he signed a bill that allowed businesses to discriminate against gay people. Pence would likely have to continue on with many of Trump's policies and promises, like the wall along the US-Mexico border and renegotiating NAFTA. But it seems that discussing a Mike Pence presidency is a topic for another Life's Biggest Questions. Let us know in the comments below if you would like to see that video. For now, I'm Charlotte Dobre. Thank you for watching this video. If you would like to continue watching our channel, why not check out What If Donald Trump Was Assassinated? Or What If Hillary Clinton Was President? Clickable on the screen right now. Don't forget to click that bell icon so you never miss an upload. That is all for now, and thank you for watching Life's Biggest Questions.